Yeah, I completely agree, and I find this also very interesting that because you made few or some new works for this exhibition, and then new commissions very often react to the concrete exhibition space. In your case, I think as you work in series and you have 4 planned already, some of them, and then when you are invited to a bigger exhibition, you produce them within this context. But am I right, or could one say that you react always to the exhibition space as such? Like it's not the real, because it's site specific in the sense that it's site specific for a certain set of ideology also, which goes with which we learned about exhibition spaces and that we practice consciously or unconsciously, but it's the exhibition space as ideology, as
Yeah, I think so. I think this is a good question, because if I understand correctly, you're asking whether they would change from one institution to the next.
Yeah.
And I think so far, I can't really make a general rule or an essential rule, but no, it's true that it has been relatively easy to show one work in many institutions without having to change it. So in a way, they haven't been, or let's say, the specificities of the institutions I've worked in and the geographical specificity have not necessarily made me alter the work. But I can't say that this as a kind of an essential thing, because maybe
it changes.
Maybe it changes. Maybe I find myself in a situation where let's say the weight of the institution is very heavy, or it kind of requires changing the work or dealing with it more sensitively. But so far, as I can remember, I've not adapted the work necessarily to the institutions. But it's not completely true, because, for example, some of the works have been shown inside of a museum, and then, let's say, in a space which was also designated as an art space, but outside. Like I had this one work which was shown on the High Line in New York, and then it did change. So it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same work in the museum, and they were shown actually exactly at the same time. So one version of the work was shown at the Guggenheim, and the same. Let's say a different version of the work was of the same work was shown on the High Line, and there the work did change. Like the text changed slightly, the relationship, the spatial alignment, and also the authorship. Like I didn't really put the artist name, for example, outside. So some things, can change.
Can change. When was this?
This was in 2016.
And it was, which work was it?
It was the Heritage Studies, number 10.
So the work that we also have here in this exhibition. Yes, I've seen it in the Guggenheim, this exhibition, but I haven't seen the one on the High Line. So you changed how did you change the text?
So in the one that was shown at the Guggenheim was shown very similar to here, with the vinyl text on the floor, the number, and then the blown up caption, which is part of the work on the wall. At the High Line, it was the work was shown next to a metal plaque, which included the caption, but also more information. So, for example, the location, which is not in the original caption that was shown in the museum, is included in the High Line. There was no artist name, whereas in the museum the artist name is prominent, or it's featured very clearly. There was no text, let's say descriptive text, whereas in the museum the group show had descriptive text. So.